Florida has become the first state in the U.S. to restrict gender-affirming care for children. In a new rule passed last Friday, the state's medical board will now bar minors from receiving puberty blockers, hormone therapy, or surgeries as treatments for gender dysphoria. And joining us now in studio to discuss is Jessica Anderson, Executive Director at Heritage Action. Jessica, great to be with you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. A lot to talk about. But first off, your reaction to what's happening in Florida.
Well, I'm so encouraged by what the Florida Board of Medicine did just this last Friday with this new proposed rule. It really will protect kids and actually put their safety and their humanity first. And now we're in this 21-day period where the public in Florida can actually drop their comments in and respond to the rule before it's officially made into law. So it's really encouraging, and I think a great step for the Board of Medicine that actually lets science lead when it comes to protecting our kids.
How do you think this will play out across the U.S.? I mean, do you think other states will possibly follow suit?
I do, and I think many states are grappling with this issue after they've heard hours upon hours of testimony, of expert witness, of the science, of studies, and this is a new field. But so many state lawmakers are grappling with how to protect kids and how to tackle this desire that the left has to put puberty blockers in kids across the country. And so my hope is that other states are going to see the example that the Board of Medicine in Florida did, that they took the science serious, that they did their research, they did their homework, and that they're able to issue similar rules in their states to protect kids.
I want to move along to the other big story this week, as you know, the midterms. And by many reports, conservatives are really surging right now. I want to get your take on that. And what do you think is behind the surge?
Well, right now what we're seeing is an incredible response from the American electorate that they are tired of the way Washington has been working. They're rejecting the Biden administration's leadership. They see the failures when it comes to our kids in schools, our economy, the border is wide open, crime is surging. And so the influx that we're seeing of so many voters, independent voters, swing voters, coming home to the GOP in these final hours before the election is going to mean a big night for Republicans tomorrow. And we're expecting a big wave, not just in the House, but also in the Senate.
Yeah, and a lot of eyes are on many states, as you know, one in particular, Georgia. And also we're talking about in Georgia, this early voting. There's been a lot of massive influx of that, even though there have been reports about voter suppression.
Yeah, it's actually been a wild 18 months because when Georgia passed SB 202 this time last year, there were cries from the left of voter suppression. Well, fast forward to this election and early voting, and the records are through the roof, where you've had the most midterm early voting that the state has ever seen. And so, it's just nice to see that conservatives won the day. They won the argument. This was about election integrity. And now voters in a pivotal state like Georgia feel secure and confident when they show up to vote. So Georgia's one of the states to watch in the Senate. Nevada, Arizona, New Hampshire, all four huge pickup opportunities for the GOP tomorrow.
Overall, how do you think everything is going to shake out?
I'm expecting 25 to 32, maybe 33 seats in the House to swing from the blue to the red. And in the Senate, I think we're looking at a majority of upwards of 52 seats, which would include either Arizona or New Hampshire breaking for Republicans and being able to hold those pivotal seats of North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
We have about a minute left or so, but what else is on your radar?
There are so many races that are below the federal. I want everyone in America to pay close attention to those state races that are happening and that are going to determine so many of these critical issues that state governments tackle. Look at the Maine state legislature. What way does that flip? Nevada, which way does that flip? Important races in Florida, important state races in Georgia. So a lot going on underneath those top ticket races as well.
And we know you'll be watching. We all will too. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.